Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan Koger on my series, 40 Days of Fasting and Prayer. Thank you all for tuning in. Today is my 18th day, and I'm down to 204 pounds. That's 18 days without coffee. You would think that would be one of my hardest struggles, but really it's just food. I'm craving food. I haven't thought about coffee in a long time. Although when my series is done, I might just buy a cappuccino maker, just because with the smaller amount of coffee like they do in Italy, you may use one teaspoon of sugar as a whole cup of coffee. I usually take 3 and then need creamer. This way I can make a small, powerful cup of coffee, maybe 1 sugar packet, froth the milk. The way they do it in Italy is they'll have some seltzer water, some carbonated water. You drink that first, and then you drink your cappuccino. And so another thing I'm going to do when I finish the fast is instead of buying soda, because I am a soda junkie. I mean, not a complete addict, but I like to have a soda with my dinner every night. And I know even that is excessive. So I figure I have the Soda Stream. I'll carbonate water, put in a little drink packet. And again, that'll be a small amount of sugar, no acids, no preservatives. And I'll be able to feel the bubbly sensation. And hopefully I'll be sufficed with that. But those 2 things alone will lower my sugar intake. And so at this point in my fast, I'm thinking about breaking it every day. My mind's trying to make up excuses of why I need to quit. And I don't plan on quitting unless there's some type of medical emergency. And at that point, we'll go ahead and pull the card. I will say I did get this strange rash on my chest. And I don't know where that came from, an allergy to something. I've been working out in the yard, but I don't know if it's directly connected with fasting. But I did want to talk about in today's episode, hydration is your most important thing when you're fasting. And I'll tell you a story about, it was either the 17th or 18th day. I've been promising to tell this story for a long time. Some of you have heard it. Every time I tell this story on camera, the camera turns off, the noise is garbled. I've never been able to get this story out. So I'll attempt to tell it this time, and hopefully my camera's still running. If not, we'll just have to roll with the punches. It was the 17th or 18th day. I was drinking water, and just filtered water, purified water, just the basic cheap water. And I was drinking, and it wasn't satisfying my throat. And that is the danger of not having any salt. And so that's why I implemented the trace mineral supplement, and then I'll try to have a glass of mineral spring water. That way I can get a little bit of calcium and a little bit of sodium so I could retain some water, but I wasn't retaining anything. And I would drink a water bottle. I'm not kidding you. I have witnesses every 5 minutes, and I was thirsty the whole time. And the day was just kind of weird. The clouds were just kind of shrinking into each other to the center of the sky. Looked like a screensaver. I was riding a quad with my wife, and I looked back. I said, "Is this really happening with the sky?" She said, "Yeah." So it was just a weird day. But I was starting to kind of hallucinate a little bit, just seeing little things that were off out of the corner of my eye, hearing people say things when they said something totally different. So my wife got this little hydration packet, like an energy booster. And she says, please put this in your drink. And I was determined. I mean, I had the heart of hearts. And I said boldly, I'm not going to take that in my water. I will die before I drink that. And that night I was tested on that. So the middle of the night, I wake up and I do not feel right. And the only way to explain this feeling is if somebody were to have maybe a heart attack or a stroke, something that they weren't used to. I was just disoriented, starting to black out, feeling really sick, just like the life force was being pulled out of me. And I got up, I didn't know what to do. I stood up, I leaned on the counter, and I'm just trying to analyze the situation, as discombobulated as I am. And I hear a voice, and the voice says, "You've gone too far. You're gonna die. And if you do make it out of here, you'll never be the same. You've gone too far. You should have never done this." And all of a sudden, as that voice is speaking, I start to black out, fall to the ground. I feel like my life force, my soul's being pulled from my body. In a last ditch effort, I think, can I grab something off the counter while I'm falling and eat a piece of bread or something, But I was just weak and fell to the ground. And luckily I didn't hurt myself falling. I'm laying there. I'm like, okay, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I made it. I survived. And so I get up, and that's not the end of it. This fever just rushes over me. I get so hot, I just kick open that trailer door. I feel the cool breeze come in and touch my skin. And I'm like, okay, I got to get out of this temperature. And I just ran out of the trailer. I got so sick. And, I'll let your imagination, come up with the rest. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for watching my channel. That was my story time for today. And I'll catch you tomorrow.